Guys, I'm sitting here right now in a state of confusion. I'm sitting here kind of lost. I'm sitting here questioning my eye test. I'm questioning data, stats, questioning people's views, opinions, statements, everything. All over Viktor Gyokeres. I think Viktor Gyokeres right now is the most polarizing football player in the world. Genuinely, you ask 10 people about Viktor Gyokeres, they will give you 10 different answers. The guy is the most polarizing, I don't know if that's the right word, the most polarizing player in the world right now in terms of, is he the real deal? Is he inflated stats? Is he boosted? What is Viktor Gyokeres? And I feel like nobody quite truly knows. Because even if you were to go and ask a sporting fan would tell you, this guy is amazing. This guy is, he's scoring 50 goals a season for them. They'll have nothing bad to say, but that's all they know. That's all they know. That league is their bread and butter. That is their bread and butter. That is what they know. Of course, they watch other leagues, not to disrespect them, but that is their bread and butter. So everything that's working there is amazing for them, right? If you have a striker right now in whatever league, whatever country you guys are watching, if I'm in the MLS, whatever, and I have a striker that's absolutely scoring goals, you think I care about, oh yeah, but by the way, is it translatable to the Premier League? No, I don't care. I'm just going to enjoy that player for what it is. So I can't even go and ask sporting fans. And I've seen a few games of Gyokeres. I'm not going to say that I've seen a lot. The game that I've seen of him, the full game, well, I've seen a few full games because of the Champions League highlights and stuff. But the full game where I sat down on a big stage was Manchester City, and he scored a hat-trick, obviously, and Arsenal as well. And he was a handful for Arsenal. He scored a hat-trick against Man City. He was also a handful for them as well. But at the same time, there's this question mark. And is he becoming a victim of his own goal-scoring ratio? That is the question I need to ask you guys. Is he a victim to his own? If Gyokeres was scoring 25 goals a season for Sporting and he was linked with a club, would we be like, as much as we are because he's scoring 50 goals? For me, I'm going to answer that own question right now. Whenever I see a player doing, I always say, and this may seem crazy, but whenever I see a player year in, year out doing Messi and Ronaldo numbers, I'm always kind of like, are you really that good? And they're not doing it in the highest level. I'm like, are you really that good? Gyokeres has 136 goals and assists in 2 seasons. Is he really that level? Like, let's be honest. Is he really a 136 goals and assist player? Now, if he is, we are talking about one of the all-time strikers that Manchester United could potentially be getting. One of the all-time strikers, 136 GA in 2 seasons. That is incredible. But one thing that's for sure is those stats are not going to replicate at Manchester United. It's not. He's not scoring 50 goals a season for Man United. So then you have to look at the other intangibles of his game. What's his first touch like? What's his close control like? What's his running off the ball like? What's his instincts in the box like? How good is he getting near post? How good is he getting back post? What's his heading like? These are the things that you start to look at because you know there's going to be a drop-off in his numbers. Absolutely. There is going to be a drop-off. Do not delude yourself. Do not fool yourself. Viktor Gyokeres is not scoring as many goals as he did at Sporting than he will at Manchester United in the Premier League. However, a lot of people say, when you look at his goals, I'm going to go through and check some of his goals with you guys. A lot of people say that he just scores goals in transition. That type of football is not translatable to the Premier League. That type of football isn't going to be something that is sustainable in the Premier League, should I say. A lot of people are saying that. Is he a low block? How is he when he's going to be facing against low blocks? These are the things that I'm hoping scouts at Manchester United have done their due diligence on. That's what I'm really hoping for, that they've done their due diligence on that. When I look at Gyokeres, I look at him as like a what we thought we were getting in Højlund, like a matured Rasmus Højlund with better inbox instincts. That's how I kind of look at him now. Am I just profiling because they're Scandinavian and blonde? And maybe there's a touch of that. Maybe there's a touch of that. But when I look at it, he has that rough aesthetic. Like, the touches ain't always the cleanest. He runs channels. He wants to get involved. He's got a strike on him. He's confident in front of goal. This is what I would think a peak primed Rasmus Højlund is, if he had fulfilled the potential that we thought we were buying. So when I look at it, I'm thinking that profile is good for the Premier League. He's played in the Championship. He played for Coventry. He did well there. Why isn't it translatable? Why can't it be? He's in his prime. I believe let me check out. I believe he's 26, is it? Gyokeres. He's 27 years old. He's in his prime. He's about to turn... No, he just turned 27. So he's in his prime. They say an attacker's prime is at 27. He's in his prime. He's ready to make that move and prove everybody what level he is, what level that he actually can operate at. And he seems desperate for it. When I look at his goals, which I'm going to get into, some vary. A lot of penalties. I know he scored 19 penalties, I believe it is. 19 is a lot of penalties. A lot. But it's a 100% ratio, to be fair to him. He scored all of his penalties that he took. But my question is, with all the teams, top teams that are looking for strikers at the moment, why the hell are they not going for a 55 goals and assist striker who is on the market for about 60 million? All the scouts in world football for these top football clubs, Chelsea need a striker, they went for Delap. Liverpool need a striker, they're going for potentially Ekatike. They've got their attention on other things. Arsenal need a striker, they're opting for Sesko, who apparently might even be more money than a Viktor Gyokeres. Barcelona said, nah, we're good, we got lower. What are scouts seeing that because on this case, I'm going to say I'm a casual to Gyokeres. I'm not an expert. What are scouts seeing that other fans are not, that people are not seeing? Because I would think if there's a striker who's prolific year in, year out, 50 goals a season, on the market for a reasonable price for his output, and teams don't want him, it makes me think, what is it around him that they don't want? What is it because he only scored? He's a very much a transition goal scorer. These are the things that I'm kind of asking the question about. Because one thing about Man United fans is we get giddy at every signing. Oh, we've got a signing. Woo! He's gonna do bits. Whoa, yo, listen. This is madness. Blah, 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 blah. I can't believe it. Nah, someone pinch me. Like, that's what people do. But these are just the questions that I'm asking. I don't have necessarily all the answers, but it is something that I am now going to start watching more videos on Gyokeres and seeing what it is. Because for me, he definitely knows where the goal is. If a chance falls to him, I expect him to score. He looks like he's composed in terms of I've seen some dink finishes. He loves a rock. He loves to smash the ball. He can side foot it. I know he's not so great aerially, and that is one thing that does concern me. Aerially, he's not great, but also Manchester United are not really a crossing team. Dorgu, if he's going to cross, usually flashes it across the box or brings back with cutbacks. Ahmad, if he's going to be playing there, he's not really somebody that crosses the ball into the box too often. So let's see how it's going to work, because I'm going to talk about what the dynamic could look like if it was in Mbeumo, Cunha and Gyokeres. But let's take a look, people. I don't know if I'm about to get copyrighted or not, but let's take a look at Gyokeres'. Let's take a look at Gyokeres' 39 goals this season. Let me turn this down. Did score a lot of penalties, but look at that. That's an absolute rocket finish. Like, he knows how to put his foot through the ball, should I say, sorry. Look, composed finish over there. Little dink over the top. Side foot finish. That's a poor one. That shouldn't go to his 100% record. Roofed it here. Good finish there. Like, these are emphatic finishes, people. Even the way he's hitting them penalties like Alan Shearer. Like, these are some proper finishes here. But again, does he get as much, like, them little moments when you're 1v1, look, you can see he's running onto the ball for a few of these goals. Does he get that time? Does he get that space in the Premier League? And if he does, what does he do with it? But I'm seeing composure in the box. As much as he rockets the ball, I'm seeing composure. Good pen. Hey, one thing is, guys, Bruno's going to have to come off penalties. I mean, this guy scored this is like 4 pens in a row. He hadn't scored an open play goal for like 5 of them. But Bruno, you're going to have to come off pens, mate. 19 pens. Oh, good free kick there. See, so you can see some of this thing. Now, look, one thing for sure, as I can see in this video. See, let's finish the last 2. There we go. So, one thing about Gyokeres that I've noticed is this guy is very, very, very hungry. He's very hungry. Very hungry for goals. And that's what I absolutely love. Now, the defending in that video, you can see is not at the top level. You know, you can see, not to say the Premier League's defending is the greatest ever, but that is not at the top level of defending. And that's a fact, right? That's a fact. So I have a friend that he does some scouting. He said that he had to do a scouting job on the Portuguese league. And it was genuinely, other than Benfica, Sporting and Porto, genuinely was one of the worst levels of football that he's ever had to scout. And when you hear stuff like that, you're a little bit concerned. You know what I mean? But again, I feel like we can't just talk about what he does for Sporting in the Premier League, in their division. Gyokeres scores goals for Sweden. I think he was the top scorer of the Nations League with 9 goals. He scored goals in the Champions League. So, I mean, for Sweden, he has 15 goals in 26 games. That's an outstanding ratio. That is quality. So, at every level, Viktor Gyokeres has scored goals, really. Championship, he did okay. He scored 17 goals in one season, 21 in the other. In the Primera Liga, 29, 39. He scored 43 in one season, 54 in the other. 97 goals in 102 games, 40 in 97 for Coventry. So he's a goal scorer. Goal scorers, as long as you provide them with service, they score goals. But that's the question. Are Man United a serviceable team? What's it going to be like against lower blocks? What's it going to be like? How are we going to unlock the door? These are the questions that we have to ask ourselves. And I think with Viktor Gyokeres, as much as he scores all these goals, there is still a question. There still is is he the real deal? And that's why I started the video by saying he's the most polarizing footballer in the world at the moment. He's so hard to judge. And it's like, you're either going to win the raffle or you're going to be that stupid team that invested in a Ponzi scheme. that is really what it is. That is really what it is. But when I look at him, I just kind of thinking about the physicality. I'm not blown away. Let me just say that. I'm not blown away. I'm not blown away. I ain't blown away. However, I still have a little feeling like, how can you not score goals? How can you not score goals? How can you not? I mean, he's one of them slow burners. When you look at the start of his career, didn't do nothing at St. Pauli, didn't do nothing at Swansea, didn't do nothing in the first season at Coventry, and then he just started to grow and grow and grow. And some people take a while. They're late bloomers. They take a while to reach their peak. Is he one of them players? who's going to be the team to purchase him. But that's another thing. Like when I'm seeing that he's linked with Saudi and Juventus, I'm like, with them numbers, like, surely everyone should want you. Is it a quality issue? People must have a quality issue about him. They must not think he has the required quality to take them where they need to be. Or is it maybe his style of play? Do Arsenal feel like he doesn't suit their style? Do Barcelona feel he doesn't suit their style? Do Chelsea feel... It's a lot of things that could be part of it. It's a lot of variables. But my only thing is, Man United finished 15th place. He was demanding to go to the Champions League, apparently. He hasn't been able to get to the Champions League. And now all of a sudden he's desperate to come to Man United. 15th place, Manchester United are getting a free run at the most prolific goal scorer in the world at the moment. Something feels a little bit fishy. You know what I mean? It's too good to be true. It's a little bit strange. But let's talk about Cunha, Mbeumo, and Gyokeres. Now, I'm telling you guys right now, if Ineos signed them three, they are doing their job. As much as people want to talk about Ineos, Man United's issue last season was scoring goals. A big part of it. The midfield still needs some work. Onana maybe needs to go. But a big part of it was Manchester United couldn't score goals. Man United scored 30-something goals. They went and said, you know what? We're going to give you Mbeumo in his prime. He scored 20 in the league. We're going to give you Cunha in his prime. He scored 15 in the league. We're going to give you Gyokeres in his prime. He scored 54 goals last season. There you go. If Ruben Amorim can't work with that, especially that Gyokeres is his player. He knows Gyokeres. He knows him in and out. He's about to sign him. We all got onto Anthony, Ten Hag for Anthony. So this is his signing. This is his responsibility. He has to make Gyokeres work. There's no doubt about it. He has to make Gyokeres work. He has to. But if he cannot get this attack firing, chat, then he's just not a good enough manager. He's just not at the level for Manchester United. Because if I told you Manchester United, somebody, blank piece of paper, you don't know it's the Man United badge, nothing. You're about to pick up and inherit a team. Well, you're about to pick up a team that has Cunha, Mbeumo, Gyokeres, Bruno, Ahmad, Kobe Mainu, Lenny Yoro, amongst others. Casemiro, if you want to put him in there. And I told you you're inheriting that team. You're going to be saying, oh, okay, I can make top 6. I can make I can make Europe with that. That is going to be the minimum requirement. No excuses. Absolutely none. I want us to get a centre midfielder. I think we will. I think we're still going to go for a goalkeeper. But regardless, Ineos have said, do you know what? There you go. And no manager has ever been given this level of investment in one area of the pitch. I've never seen Manchester United in one summer to say, do you know what? 3 attackers, 3 starters. But. Here you go. I haven't seen that. So the excuses will be gone. He's got his own men. Ahmad at the wing back. Dorgu at the left wing back. Bruno in midfield. That's his guy. Cunha, Mbeumo and Gyokeres. I expect goals. I expect a lot of goals. But let's see how it works out. And a lot of people that are talking about United how is it going to be against a low block? I mean, I'd love to see the statistics on how much United face a low block. Let's see. The most low blocks in the Premier League. I would love to see that because it doesn't even feel like Man United face the most low blocks. We're a transition team. We've been a transition team for many years now. Ten Hag, Oli, Jose. We've been a transition team a lot. You know, that's what Manchester United really and truly are. The transition has been terrible under Amorim, but that's really what we are. We still give the opposition the ball and let them have the ball and play because we haven't got the midfielders. We haven't got the technical security in the team. A lot of times, Manchester United just let other teams be able to get the ball. And then that's what allows the opportunities for counter-attacking football. So let's see. I think Arsenal have faced the lowest block in the Premier League. I can't really find it, but Arsenal face the lowest blocks of any team in the Premier League. There's an article. Let's see if I got it. Nah, it's the account is gone. But yeah, guys, listen. I tried to find that one. I can't find it. If you guys know in the comments, let me know. Guys, hit the likes, share, subscribe, turn your notifications on. It's your boy, CultureCams. Let me know, what do you think about Gyokeres? I put a question out there, actually. I put a question out there about Gyokeres. I said, what's the feeling around, what's the vibe around Gyokeres, right? Let me get this up real quick. I said, what's the vibe around Gyokeres? And this is what people said. So somebody says he bangs goals, but his striking ability is not amazing on eye. Gives off the vibes he'll flop. Mid, not bad, not great. Decent striker with limitations. I expect prime Lukaku numbers, 18 to 50, 18 to 25, and a style of performance from him. I'm an interview Liverpool old heads. Transfers say clubs can be sheeps. If no one is touching him, then others won't. They had the same with Salah, but went for it. Gyokeres is solid. Horrid tech, but potentially could bang. More talent than Torres. You know you're cooked if your window doesn't work out, blah, blah, blah. The media in Sweden will cream for Gyokeres to Man U because they love and glaze Man United so hard. Anyway, so look, a lot of people have different kind of views on him, as you can see. Definitely improvement on what we've got. Wasn't my first choice. Would have been Osimhen. Got to be wary. 54 goals this season, 12 pens. Likes to play out wide than drift inside. Really like his ball striking. Can't score with his head. Not great back to goal. Best at driving into space. So, again, as I said, the jury's out for him. The jury's out for him. The most unwanted, proven goal scorer in the world. Honestly, guys, like, share, your subscribe. It's your boy CultureCams. Keep running up the subscriptions. Keep hitting the likes. They go a long way, as I mentioned. And yeah, man, let's see what transfer news or whatever goes on tomorrow. And I should be dropping a video probably tomorrow as well. But guys, appreciate all the love. As I said, I've been doing NBA watch-alongs as well. Go and follow the Playback. Playback.tv/culture. That's where I'll be doing OKCV, Pacers, Game 3. You know, we've already done Game 1, Game 2. So, guys, appreciate the support. Keep running up the other videos as well. I've dropped about 3-4 videos in the last 2 days. So, go and show some support for that. It's your boy Cams. I'm out. Peace.